I'd like to welcome you to our equine grant writing program series that we're doing with Tom Camacho. He's our grant writer, and today he's going to be with Christine, who is HHH Ranch in Manhattan, Illinois, and they're going to have a conversation about why it's good to have an equine grant writer. So thank you for being with us, Christine, and take it away, Tom.
Thank you for
Okay.
having me.
Well, thanks everyone for joining in, and just wanted to have a little conversation about kind of the things that Christine and I have talked about. She's got a very, very diverse program. She's got a bunch of things going on, which helps her funding tremendously. Plus, she's really organized and she's got it all together. And but we'll talk about that in a minute. It's a really great program to be working with, and I'm really excited about going forward with getting her funding. So, Christine, you want to kind of talk about how it's been for you? I know we haven't gone very far yet. We've only kind of done our preliminary text. Sorry, I'm speaking very weirdly today, but we only did kind of our preliminary text. We haven't submitted any proposals yet. But if you could talk a little bit about how the experience has been and how you feel about having a grant writer on board.
Absolutely. So Triple H has been around for 11 years now, but we only started doing grants about 2 years ago. And that has been mostly just us writing grants. And really, I'm so glad to have you on board because I don't want to write grants. It's very time consuming. I'm not good with doing the budgets or anything. But we really do have programs that are very diverse that I really feel like most of the grants that we look at, we're able to find somewhere where Triple H can have a place. That I think it's really important, especially we've seen what a shift there is for us in getting grants that we normally rescue 2 to 5 horses a year. The most that we had ever done before 2025 was 13 horses in a year. And in 2025, we took in 25 horses and over 20 small livestock animals. And it's because of grant writing that we were able to accomplish something that large.
Yeah, and can you talk a little bit about your programming and what you guys are doing there?
Absolutely. So I decided that we would be a very unique 501(c)(3 and that we would not only be a full-on rescue, but we would be a full-on therapy facility. Because what I find is that when you give animals a second chance, they have so much more heart to give in our program. And there's so much relatability for people that have gone through trauma, especially in our Stable Moments program, which is specifically designed for children in foster care or post-adoption. We are able to have a child come into our program. So it's ages 3 to 22 that we allow in. And you're able to show them these horses that come in extremely emaciated. They are just abused and neglected. And you get to show that child that had similar experiences and say, you know, this horse's family just didn't have enough tools in their toolbox. And so they had to come stay at Triple H. And then you get to show them, oh, they get to go to a foster home. Well, one of our horses that did well here, when he went to a foster home, he just went crazy. He couldn't settle and he slammed into a post and just split it in half. And so he had to come back. And we got to use that with those kids and say, it's not his fault that he had to come back. It just wasn't the right fit for him. And then you get to show them that they get to be adopted. But there's just all this relatability to see, oh, these horses have triggers that cause PTSD. I have triggers where all of a sudden I can't control my emotions or what's happening. And so it's really cool to see how that works with the foster care program, but also with our veterans and first responders and them getting to help. And what's really cool about that program is not only are they helping us rehab horses, but they're able to work with each other and have to communicate. And then because we're using Rupert Isaacson's model with Takine, you're able to then build up that horse with enough muscle to learn these dressage movements that then release an immense amount of oxytocin for our riders with autism, that we have actually had a young boy in our program who's been with us for several years, and he spoke his first word since he was 2. And so we're already seeing these huge leaps and bounds in growth within our programs.
It's amazing work. And what I really like about you and your programming is that you are just so organized with what you're doing, and you've got your thinking is in the way that it's how does this program lead into that program, which makes the grant writing so much easier because I'm able to kind of juxtapose different ideas, and then I'm able to research and look in different areas than I would normally do if I was just doing a rescue.
Yeah.
Or if I was just doing equine assisted therapies. It really diversifies my research, which is really great. So it's so great to work with you.
Well, thank you. We've been told in the past like that we go to many different places. And what I always say is it all comes back to how horses heal trauma. And so for one of our plans for the next 10 years is to have a prison and parolee program. And that kind of goes back to our stable moments, because when you look, 1 in 4 kids, by the time they age out of foster care, they'll be incarcerated within the first 2 years. And 80% of current prisoners in our system have been in foster care at some point in time. So that connects with it. And then you look at the trauma, like you and I were talking about that second property for domestic violence victims, because so many times victims of domestic violence won't leave because they don't have a place for their animals. So to be able to have something there, you're still helping with trauma, where they could come to programs as well at the ranch, but also have a space for their animals.
Yes, and like you said, the main thing for the grant writer is that it all ties back into one core idea or one theme, so that we can kind of go, talk to the funders and the program officers and say, if they come at us and say, wow, you guys are doing a million things, you're not going to be able to sustain it, how can you do that? We can always say it comes back to this. It comes back to this main idea, and this is why it's going this way, and this is why it works. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be very successful.
I'm very excited about everything that's going to happen. And we're just in such a growth spurt right now too, that 2024 it was 107,000 in donations. 2025 was 240,000 in donations. So our name's getting out there too of people wanting to back our programs, which is really incredible.
Yeah, and I've come across some things that are kind of pretty big that we could probably look towards writing for in the near future. So yeah, so Christine, thank you so much. It's so easy to work with you, and anybody else that's watching this, if you can be that focused with what you're planning to do, and you plan it out like Christine does, you're going to be very successful with your fundraising. You're going to be golden, really. So I just thank you, and I thank who you are, and you being that front person too. Christine can just get out there and ask for money.
Not that I'd like to, but I really believe in this place, and we need it to run this place.
Yeah, but you just do it. I mean, and you're really good at it, and your heart's in what you say. So absolutely. Yeah, so you're gonna be very successful in that too. So I want to thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Christine, can you talk a little bit more about your connection with Rupert Isaacson and the clinic, how the clinic that he did at your facility and what we're going to be doing at the workshop? And then how can people get connected up with you to get those tickets and be part of that event?
Absolutely. So Lisa was kind enough to introduce me to Rupert last year, actually. I've only gotten to know him for a little over a year, but him and I have done several clinics together that I felt like his idea and my idea of allowing the horse to lead, and really the horse comes first. That when you're in your programs, if a horse is injured or they're telling you that it's enough, that you're paying attention to that. And I think that's why our programs are extremely successful, is that our animals come first and that we want high quality, healthy horses, not only in body, but in mind. And so I was very nervous at first when Rupert came out to our facility because I stopped using bits years ago. I just found that so many people were so harsh with them that I started training horses without them. And he was talking about using them. And I said, well, Rupert, I'll tell you what. I will chew on anything that anyone has to say, and then I'll decide whether I'll spit it out or swallow. And he just died laughing and he said, okay, sounds fair. And watching him work with my rescue horses, where you could tell that they were just getting too jittery, it was too much for them, you immediately saw him back up, tell them that they were a lovely little pony, and gave them a moment to process, and then went back. And I was like, that's what I want. I want someone who listens to the horse, and that's really hard to find, especially in the trainer world. I feel like there's a lot of ego and that takes over, that it's a power trip and that you feel like you need to show someone everything that you can do. And I feel like Rupert has my philosophy of I want to never stop learning, and I always want to show you how I can make a horse do something. I never want to be the one holding the secret that shows how amazing my horse is, but you don't know why. I want others to learn from that and see, is that a good fit for them and what they do. So Rupert came twice last year to work with us, and also Leanna Tank has come out as well on her own to really help guide us. We really want to be a Chicagoland area central hub for the whole New Trails learning system. That we got certified in movement method. We're working through Horseboy right now. So I truly believe in what Rupert is doing. And one of the things that he's coming back for is in June. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lisa, is it the 28th? I know it's do I have the right date?
27th.
27th, thank you.
Saturday.
I was like, it's
Saturday the
either
27th.
27th or 28th. I couldn't remember. So he's coming back on Saturday, the 27th, and he really wants to show therapeutic centers like mine how you can find time to be able to work your horses, but working those horses within your program of that you can make money at it, where others are helping you really keep your horse's condition, but that you're really going out and empowering individuals, not just children, but adults as well. And I really encourage anyone who is doing any type of therapy, or maybe someone who really just wants to have a better connection with their horse, to come out on the 27th and be a part of his clinic, because your mind's going to be blown. He is an incredible speaker. He is incredible at reading horses and people, and really wants to see the rider and the horse excel, and really wants to see the best version of them. So if people are interested in that, you can go to our website. So it's HHH Ranch, so Triple H Ranch, IL for Illinois.org. And then at the top, you'll see events, and you'll just click on that, or on our homepage, you can click too. It's right at the top as well. And you can sign up right through our page.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you very much. This was great.
All right. Well, we'll close this out, and hopefully we'll be able to revisit you again probably next year, Christine, and see how you've moved along with your grant writing process, and how your farm will have grown. So thank you.
Absolutely. I have no doubt with Tom on our side, we are going to go far.
Okay.
Thank you
Well,
for that
thank you for
confidence.
joining us.
Of course. You
Okay.
guys have a great day.
All right, you too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.